Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? So, small crowd, but quality over quantity, absolutely. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here tonight. There's so much else going on. The weather's terrible. The coronavirus is scaring everybody away. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for risking everything in your life to come out tonight. You guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. No mind them. No mind them. This mic got a virus, I guess. Travis, what's going on with my mic, bro?
Unplug it and grab the one that's on the ground.
It's certainly not me, I promise you that. Yeah, this is better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's try this again. Yeah? Yeah? All right, all right. Well, folks, it's going to be a short meeting, short and sweet. Like I said, quality over quantity. I got that backwards. Why not both? Absolutely. I like that. Jesse's good. Who voted yesterday? I love it. And the rest of you voted in early voting, right? You didn't vote yesterday? Yeah, there you go. I love it. So to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the world of politics is going to be the creator of Texas NORML's voting guide, which is our executive director, Jax Finkel. We're going to go ahead and let her get right into it.
Hello. All right, so people voted that are here, and I love it. I'm here for that. And guess what? So many people voted that there is going to be quite a few runoff races in our area. So, as you guys recall, in February, we had a really great candidate forum where we had a whole bunch of different candidates and their representatives come and stop by and talk to us about marijuana policy. And so now I'm going to cover those same districts as to who won each party's nomination and if there is a runoff. So some important dates to note before I get started on this. If you are U.S. Congressional District 17, on the Democratic side, there is a runoff between Kennedy and Jaramillo, but on the Republican side, there's a runoff, and guess who one of them is? Pete Sessions. Yeah. Hey, who mentioned whenever he served up in the Dallas area as a congressman, he was unseated by Aldred is his last name, and now he's trying to come back in the Waco area and part of the district that runs into here and get reelected and represent us in Congress for District 17. And I would say that one of the Republican runoff competitors is for medical cannabis, so it's important that you guys take a look at information regarding all of these people. Then we've got U.S. Congressional District 21. There will be no runoff, so it will be, I'm going to probably say this name very wrong, Kulkarni and Chip Roy. Those will be the two people heading off against each other. And then also, let me just tangent for a second. You won't hear any of the Libertarian candidates mentioned tonight because their process to start nominating them will start on March 10th. So keep in mind that there may also be Libertarian candidate options at the general election. Then we've got in District 31, there's going to be a runoff on the Democratic side. Dr. Mann was here sent a proxy here last time. She is going to be facing Donna Iman. And then we've got a runoff in District 35 on the Republican side between Hayward and Sharon. And the Democratic side, it's Lloyd Doggett, and he's the incumbent. He has been serving in the legislature in some form or the other since like the 70s, I want to say. Like there are pictures of him very fresh and young-faced in the bowels of the Capitol that you can find. It's actually really cute. The bowels. Was that better? Did I say it better that time? People also like the way I say illicit. That's illicit. Okay, sorry, I digress. Okay, Representative District 45, so now we're talking about state representatives. The incumbent is on the Democratic side, Aaron Zwiner, and there's going to be a runoff on the Republican side with Carrie Isaac, who is actually the wife of former Representative Jason Isaac, who is a huge proponent for a comprehensive whole plant medical cannabis program. And she is going to be facing off against Kent, quote unquote, this is the nickname, Bud Wymore. Now, I don't know if that nickname means anything, but his nickname is Bud. In District 46, Representative District 46, the only person running is Cheryl Cole. So that's your choice. Congratulations, Representative Cole. Exactly. And then we have District 47, and the winner on the Democratic side is Vicki Goodwin, and she has sent her proxy and visited herself with us at several candidate forums, you may remember. And on the Republican side, excuse me, it's going to be a runoff between Fleck and Zimmerman.
Zimmerman is the only person who actually answered that form.
Zimmerman did fill out the form, that's right. And then in District 49, the Democrats selected Gina Hinojosa, who's an incumbent. And then on the Republican side, it's Charles Allen Meyer. Then 50 is going to be Celia Israel versus Larry De La Rose. And in 51, Eddie Rodriguez won the nomination again for the Democrats. And Robert Reynolds will be running for the Republican. And then in District 52, some of you may remember James Tellerico. He was a freshman legislator last year, and he has won the Democratic nomination again. And he is going to be facing Republican Lucio Valdez. And then in District 136, my district, Representative John Busey, who's an incumbent, has been nominated again. And the Republican side is Mike Guevara. Now, here is an interesting race for U.S. Senate. So on the Republican side, John Cornyn was awarded the nomination again. But on the Democratic side, there's actually going to be a runoff. Who remembers MJ Hagar? Yeah, okay. So she had a really awesome campaign as a veteran last time. She's supportive of our policies, but then she was facing off against Royce West, who has also been supportive of some of these policies as well. So that will be a very interesting race to see who gets nominated for that. So I think I mentioned about 6 different runoff elections. So if you are in this room, it's fairly likely that you will have a runoff election. So please make sure that you take note of those dates. We'll also send out email reminders. So if you're on our email list, of course, you will get that. And I also want to, before I hand the mic back over here to Dave, tell you guys about a couple events coming up. So South by Southwest is coming up. Yes. I'm glad that we're so excited. I am also thrilled. I'm sure everyone has seen there's conversation about a petition that's going on to have it shut down. The city is saying businesses are open, things are in control right now. We're reassessing it hourly. We will let people know. As of right now, the show continues on. We will choose, instead of hugging and handshaking, elbow bumps and bowing. If you want to curtsy, have at it. I'm not going to do that. But we do have a couple events going on during South by Southwest. So on the 18th, which is a Wednesday, we will be here at Flamingo Cantina. Yes, most excellent. We will have a few special speakers. We're going to have Lisa Pittman, Esquire. She's a member of the Hemp Advisory Council. Yes, she is awesome. She'll be giving us the most recent update of where we're at with licensing and all of that. We're also going to have Amanda Grace Hughes come. She's going to talk a little bit about the endocannabinoid system. And then Robert Head is going to be joining us. He's a veteran, and he's working on a documentary that has to do with veterans' issues surrounding medical cannabis. And he's going to be talking about their premiere that they're hoping to have at the next South by Southwest. So that is coming up on the 18th, and it's going to be going on from like noon to 6. And there's also going to be 3 bands, or 2 bands, that are going to be playing afterwards. So we're going to have music, hangout, education. It'll be a good time. It's free entry, so you're welcome to bring as many people as you'd like. And the podcast, our new Texas NORML podcast, will be broadcasting from there. I know it's a pretty good podcast, you guys. I love it. And then on the next day, on the 19th, on Thursday, Texas Normal is hosting an official South by Southwest meetup where we're going to try to coordinate with people and talk about how can we actually change policy in Texas. You know, we've got a hemp program rolling out. We've been able to expand our conditions, yet we're still arresting like 60 to 80,000 people a year for possession of marijuana. So, like, what's the deal? How can we make it happen more quickly and put as much pressure on people as possible? That is going to be going on the 19th from 3:30 to 4:30, and then I'm going to hustle over to the UT campus because that evening we're going to be hosting a doctor's event at the Thompson Conference Center at the UT campus. We're going to have Dr. Ethan Russo and Dr. Sue Sicily, and we're going to start off with a little meet and greet with the attendees with some light hors d'oeuvres and some drinks. Then we're going to have a presentation with an extensive Q&A section from both of the doctors, and then there will be some time to mingle again at the end of the event. So that's going to be going on from 6 to 8 p.m., and the tickets for those are on informtexas.org, so that's where you can find that. And then that's what we have going on in April. No big deal, just a whole bunch of events. Or I'm sorry, March. What day is today? It's Wednesday. Yep, got it right. Okay, so in April, we will be here on April 1st, but like for real, we'll be here on April 1st for our monthly meeting. No joke. Show up. And then that following Saturday, we're going to be out at Willie Nelson's golf course, and we're going to be hosting our annual Puff and Putt. It's so much fun. And it's a veteran benefit to help fund all of the work that we do with veterans across the state. And it's going to be having disc golf, also, you know, regular golf. We're going to have music, vendors. There's volunteers opportunities as well. And just so you know, if you want to play golf, the morning is sold out. We only have afternoon golf available as of right now. So that's going to be Saturday the 4th, and there are so far 4 different confirmed bands, and we're working to confirm the final 2 bands, and we'll have those announced shortly as well. So that's going to be a really good time. And then, I don't know if you've heard of this event called Reggae Fest. It's like just this little party on Auditorium Shores, and the owner of the Flamingo Cantina just has like a little bit to do with planning it, just a tiny bit. But we are going to be out at Reggae Fest. We're going to have a booth there. We definitely need some volunteers to help us with that. But make sure that you come out and support Flamingo and the reggae culture and the community here. And there's also going to be a special veterans event on the 18th. You can find that on our Facebook event page if you want to look that up. And then on the 24th, I will actually be across the street at the venue. Hemp Tours and Canna Rock are putting on this event, and it's going to have yoga and then a discussion panel, and then I'm going to talk about policy and regulatory things, and then there's going to be comedy. So it's a whole thing, and there's a code on the table. If you guys want to sign up, you can get free tickets for being a Texas Normal member. You can sign up over there. So that's on the 24th, and I think it's from 2 to 8, right? All right. The after party, there you go. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is we're going to be putting on our second veteran seminar with the Foundation for an Informed Texas. We did our last one up in Holton City, and we had about 55 veterans who joined us there, and we had a really great time meeting everyone, and I think that it was really educational and great for the veterans to get together. But we're going to be doing it in New Braunfels, and I have worked to secure an American Legion post, and so that's where we're planning on hosting it. So please save that date, and we'll announce more information about the speakers and location coming up, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. And that's enough events for now, right? I mean, that's a lot. You wrote them all down, you've got them saved in your calendar, and you'll all be there. So, on that note, ta-da! Wait. TexasNormal.org is where you find all the things.
Ladies and gentlemen, our executive director, Jax Finkel. Thank you very much, Jax. So I usually do this part at the beginning, but I knew a few people were coming in late, so I saved it for a little bit, you know, for people to show up. How many people is this your first meeting here with us at Texas Normal? Anybody? Show of hands. Folks, welcome. Thank you. Thank you very You're cute. Guys, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, especially with the weather and what all is going on outside in the world. So we thank you. As Major David Bass would say in the Army, they call you guys the tip of the spear. You are the ones driving the force. So thank you very much for being here. How many people are Texas Normal members? Raise your hand. Show hands. Should be just about everyone. And if not, there's a table right over here if you have any questions about how to become a member. But those with your hand raised, thank you very, very much for your support. You are the reason that we are able to operate. Thank you so very much. Last but not least, if you are a Texas Normal board member of any capacity, a director, an officer, please raise your hand. Advisor, go ahead. Yep, there you go. You'll be an officer soon, I'm sure. Give it time. Folks, these people who have their hands raised, especially those of you who are first-timers, if you have any questions at all, these are the people who have all of the answers. At Texas Normal, we all wear multiple hats. We wear many, many hats. With the exception of our one paid staffer, we are a volunteer organization. And that one paid staffer was just in the last few years. Up until that point, we are 100% volunteer-based. And so that means that we all have our own specialized area of outreach or focus, but we all do a little bit of everything. Jax is our executive director, but she's been our deputy director. She's been our secretary. What was your title when you started? Volunteer coordinator. And now volunteer coordinator is Miss Betty Williams right behind her. But volunteering is not only the only thing that Betty does. Just like I started out as the director of fitness and athletics, but that's not all I did. I do a lot of things with the veterans. I'm a civilian, but I come from a veteran family. So that outreach really, really means a lot to me. I also recently started a podcast. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, the Texas Normal podcast. Anybody? Yeah. Up until about, I don't know, almost a year ago at this point, 8 months ago, I knew nothing about podcasts. And now I've got an amazing team of people helping with me, and we're doing a lot of fun things. As Jack said, we're going to be here on the 18th doing some live broadcasting. We're also going to be doing a little bit of broadcasting from the Puff and Putt that she mentioned, as well as out at Reggae Fest. So we're going to be doing some fun things with this podcast, as well as our bi-monthly releases that we do. We've had good conversations with Aquila. We've had conversations with Jax. We've got another one coming up with Brandon coming up pretty soon. So it's good things. So thank you for your support on that. So now I'm going to turn it over to our director of patient outreach. This woman needs no introduction. She is powerful. She is unreasonable. She's also my wife, Aquila Winicky.
Well, hello. I'm going to be So, first of all, I'm Aquila. Aquila, not tequila. I'm an adult, not a liquor. Thanks. I'm trying to be more concise with my conversations with patients and outreach. So, if you'll forgive me, I'm going to read some notes. Okay, my name, as Dave said before, my name is Aquila Winicky, and I am the director of patient outreach. I got involved with Texas Normal in 2015, and since then I started as an advisor, helping to organize some events, doing some outreach, and volunteering for the Puff and Putt, for the Reggae Fest, and I just was compelled to do this work, and last year I moved into the position of director. So my goal as the patient outreach director is to start a conversation where patients, caregivers, and anyone who is affected by cannabis prohibition has an opportunity to have their voice heard, to come to quarterly meetings with patients where we can help you get educated about who represents you versus both your House representative and your state representative. We also do have some events coming up dedicated for patients, caregivers, those affected by cannabis prohibition as well. As I stated before, our quarterly meetings are going to be held coming up on Saturday, April the 25th, at the Willie Mae Kirk Public Library in Oak Springs. off of Oak Springs. I will be putting all of this information up for the patient outreach page that we have on Facebook. So if you're not able to be there in attendance, we will have a Facebook live stream so that you can still be a part of the conversation and get the information that you need as well. Thank you. While we are doing our patient outreach meetings, there's going to be an opportunity for questions and answers, helping constituents locate their representatives, helping patients craft their testimonies, and helping you becoming comfortable with saying that as a patient, you are able to medicate the way you choose. You shouldn't be intimidated by law enforcement. You shouldn't be intimidated by your doctor. And you have a right to have a conversation with your representatives to say, this is how I choose to medicate for me. Of course, we would prefer that our patients be of adult age. If you are a patient in 21, we're helping patients have their testimonies written. We're helping you feel comfortable. You've got a community around you. You can drop that information in just a little 2 to 3 minute poster card that we're going to provide during our advocacy trainings during the legislative sessions. Because as I said before, by a show of hands, anybody have somebody that they're affected and think could benefit from some cannabis use as a medicine? Look at that. Look at that. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Without each and every one of you being here, Texas NORML wouldn't have been able to change its mission statement so that over 83% of Texans agree that we do need some type of access to medical cannabis, and that happens with you all being a part of that conversation. I did forget, and I apologize, that at our quarterly meetings in both April as well as July, is that July? I can't math right now. At our quarterly meetings, you will have myself there to help with any information and education questions you may have. Brandon, our patient advisor, will be there, and if traveling things permit as well, we have a patient outreach named Sherry, advisor named Sherry, who will be there present as well. So, getting in touch with Texas NORML and staying in the know. First of all, Dave just said this, we need you to be a member. We need you to get involved. 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 I know that each and every one of you are powerful. I know that each and every one of you believe in this medicine. I know that each and every one of you would like to have a conversation with your community of just 1 or 2 people to say how it is beneficial. And I don't know whom of you, wherever, however, whenever, one of you in this room has the capability to contact and reach a legislator of somebody that represents them in a way that I can't. You can, because you're here, because you're a patient, because you're a caregiver, because your voice matters, because we need you there. You live in the state of Texas, you pay for that big, beautiful building down on 11th and Congress. Everybody in here is paying for it. Use your voice. Use your community. Show up in April. We also would like for you to get involved. Go to our website at texasnormal.org. Click the link. Picking up what I'm putting down? No? Need a dance? All right, cool. I get that. Lastly, here's your mission if you choose to accept it, because I'm kind of nerdy sometimes. I ask each of you to share with 2 people why you support Texas patients having access to medical cannabis and what you would like the state to invest in that with that revenue. 2 people. Just 2. Thank you. Little asterisk outside of this room, because at this point you're shooting fish in a barrel. And if you want a crash course on us so that you're confident to have those 2 conversations, sure, I will be here until 11, so-ish. So let's talk about it. I'll go first. My example is I'm Akila, and I support patients having access I support medical patients having access because my mother is a dementia patient. My grandparents were dementia patients. I would like for the state that I live in to have access for them. I would like for that revenue to be given and donated happily and freely to organizations that would affect and decrease homelessness in our veteran population. Because veterans are patients too. They're around us, they're amongst us. Can I get a show of hands by veterans in the room? I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your service. Your voice definitely matters in the movement. I know that you are powerful. Thank you for being here. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, please join TexasNormal.org, and I will see you all in April on the 25th.
Thank you, Akila. Thank you very much. Well, folks, I don't really want to bore you with anything from me anymore because you just heard from two very powerful women. So we're going to leave it at that. But before we do wrap, I do want to give one very, very big shout out. And thank you to the Flamingo Cantina, Angela Tharp, for hosting us for so very many years, so very graciously. We love this place, and I can't imagine where we would be without it. So thank you very much again, Flamingo Cantina. Please tip your bartender. And if you feel like braving the elements, meet me upstairs. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.